Welcome to the bull market volatility. We're seeing some crypto bloodbath in altcoin happening in a very short period of time following the inflation data that came out to be higher than expected, and the market did not like it at all. I will explain why, but more importantly, this is something that I have been warning you guys in advance that we are going to see some kind of volatility. Like Ethereum, for example, it's been up and up and up for days on end. If you look at an 8-hour chart, it went from $3,400 to $4,800 pretty much without any significant correction at all. So that was like a 40% move, and it's just not natural. It doesn't happen like this. Even in the bull market, nothing goes straight into Valhalla, straight into the new all-time high, straight into like five, six, $7,000 for Ethereum, etc. It just doesn't work like that. We see in the bull market corrections, and it is an expected one. In fact, I put a short position at $4,724, which was perfect. I missed a little bit. It went to $4,780, but I placed this short and played out very well. So right now, what we are seeing, I closed my short, by the way. I closed my short because I want to see how the next candles are gonna move, because we see some pretty big volatility. If you look at a 15-minute chart, or see within a couple of minutes, Ethereum went to 4,500, then came up, then went down, then got catch up. So it's kind of the bulls and the bears are playing between them right now. But at the end of the day, this is short-term volatility. We want to see a longer-term picture. Is it the start of a longer-term correction? That's the question that I'm going to attempt to answer in this session. It's too early to say if we're gonna close this daily candle in a bearish engulfing candle. Of course, it's not gonna be a nice one. Why? Because yesterday we pumped, and today we dumped and completely evaporate all of the gains of yesterday. This is not the kind of bullish candle want to see, but the day has not closed yet, so it's too early to say anything. We've seen in Ethereum $729 million have been bought in Ethereum ETF on the 13th of August. This is way bigger than in Bitcoin, which we've seen only 86 million. So you can see the sentiment shift towards the institutional investors are buying more of the Ethereum. You can see Ethereum continues to win a little bit today, gaining over on Bitcoin. And why this happened? We see $434 million worth of longs liquidated in the past 60 minutes, almost $500 million, right? And again, this is because of what? Because there was a lot of shorts that they needed to be liquidated. That's why the market pumped. And now all these late longs that see all of this FOMO, fear of missing out, this emotion, fear of missing out. Oh my God, Ethereum is pumping so much. So they came in and started longing here, which is dumb. Why it is dumb? Well, it is dumb because we are at a resistance. I warn you guys, we are at the resistance here of a epic proportion resistance, right? That was started the bear market of 2021 when Ethereum hit $4,800. We sharply started a decline. So this is not the best time to long. When you would long it, well, you will long it if essentially Ethereum is gonna do something like this, is gonna break it to, let's say, $5,000, then came back to 4,800. Maybe then and consolidate here a little bit, then you would consider a long. But we just approached this resistance literally yesterday, and that was a dangerous move. That's why I shorted at this point. A quick short, but nevertheless, this is because of the market structure over here. I do not recommend in a bull market to short because the bets are not in your favor. You know, you wanna wait for these setups. Like for example, if you long here, you'll be printing a lot of money. If you longed over here, you will be printing a shit ton of money. And if you long over here, even more, right? When you wait for these setups, that was back in April when Ethereum hit $1,400. It tripled. It tripled in value, right? Even if you just buy it spot, it's beautiful gains that you have gained. Just need to have patience to wait for the setups, and when the market dumps in the bull market, that's when you want to load up. But we are in the bull market, so we're not finished yet with the bull market. Ethereum can go as high as $16,000, and we're gonna see some corrections of 5-10% along the way, but we are gonna see also some incredible run to the upside is still awaiting us. Okay, so why this has happened? Because of the PPI in the US. This inflation signal came in at 3.3%, above expectations of 2.5. What does it mean? It's a huge difference. What does it mean is inflation is not actually came down as they expected, and it actually came up. So that jeopardized some of these expectations that essentially there's going to be rate cuts, right? Everybody is expecting, in fact, it went as much as 100% certainty that next month is going to be a rate cut. But now with the inflation, the way that it is, the question is, are we going to see some rate cuts? We see also slight down in the S&P 500, in the Nasdaq, in some of the stocks because of it, right? So crypto just react a little bit more aggressively. So that's why. But at the end of the day, the bull market will continue. We have amazing months ahead of us. US Treasury Secretary Besson says the government will stop selling Bitcoin holdings, and their current Bitcoin reserves are worth approximately $15 to $20 billion. So that means they're gonna use other methods to accumulate more for the Bitcoins and strategic reserves, and they're not gonna sell. So that's a good thing. Someone just bought almost $800 million worth of Bitcoin. That's insane. Again, this buying frenzy continues. Just like the Japanese public company Metaplanet flips Trump media to become the 6th largest corporate holder of Bitcoin with 18,113 Bitcoin, right? That's huge. That's huge. They're buying a lot of Bitcoin, loading up. Ethereum transactions are skyrocketing, the amount of transaction counts that is happening on the network. Can you imagine Estonian banker lost access to a wallet holding 250,000 Ethereum from a 2014 pre-sale. Now this wallet works $1.2 billion almost. Damn. How can you lose a key to such a wallet? It's insane. The road to $137,000. This is the market structure. If you can see this rise from point A to point B, and the resistance lines, that was a breakout. We can see over here from point C to point D, it will take us to $137,000. Eric Trump explains live on the Fox News why investing billions of dollars into Bitcoin, because they took basically the bank accounts away from him. Okay, that's why he's so bullish on Bitcoin. SEC has acknowledged the filing for Invesco Galaxy Spot Solana ETF. So I think it's only a matter of time when Solana ETFs are gonna come. If you know, Solana is trading currently at $195 at the moment. We are seeing Google search volume for altcoins is going parabolic, and whenever we see that's going parabolic, it means retail is returning. Retail is here searching for what's the next hot altcoin. You know, even Cardano. If you look at Cardano, which moves so slow, ADA was pumping yesterday like crazy. Let me check over here. Cardano pumped within a few days, like 20-30%. So you know that the bull market, the bull market is here. The altcoin season is here. And when we see Cardano is pumping, you know that it is here. What else we have? There was a 100% chance of interest rate cut at the September, but that was basically before the PPI data. So I don't know what is right now. We need to check what is the current chance right now. Did it correct or not? Overall, what you need to understand, and that's my main message for you today, guys, that dips are for the buying in the bull market. Okay, dips are for the buying in the bull market. So if we're gonna see some further correction in Ethereum, if it's gonna come down to, let's say, $4,200, will be nice. Or if we're gonna come down and retest this level of $4,000, that will be extremely nice entry point to buy some more, in case that you didn't buy the whole time, that you missed out on all of these price actions, which were much lower than it is right now. Okay, dips are for the buy. You can see even right now, dips are being aggressively bought, right? Dips are being aggressively bought. Currently, the price of Ethereum is $4,615 over here. Which is pretty nice. Let's see if we're gonna actually get back to 4,700. But my experience tells me that after dips like this, we maybe get to the median line of $4,645, and then basically we can have one more dump to the downside. But we'll see how the day is going to close. Okay, be careful out there to play with leverage. You just can buy spot, accumulate more over the long term. You're gonna win without the stress that comes along with leverage trading. Okay, so overall, if you look at the banter bubbles, some of the altcoins are in the red today after a significant rally. So yeah, maybe it's too early to catch up this dip. Maybe it's gonna dip some more. So be careful out there. Don't rush in immediately. Let's take a look of how this day is gonna close. But yeah, dips are for the buying, so be vigilant over there. Correction is due for Ethereum because it was up just for so long without any significant correction. So it's okay that it has a little bit of corrections, absolutely perfectly fine. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode of Today in Crypto Show.